Somebody's going to get together and get this whole stupid mess straightened out. But at least, like I said, Social Security disability finally came through, and we're thankful for that. So they said, according to the letter they sent along with us, they'll be sending us a check every month until the hearing gets squared away, and once that gets squared away, naturally compensation, when they pick it up, then naturally we'll have to either reimburse them for whatever money they gave us, or whatever, however it works out. Well, we'll square that away when the time comes. At least I know we're going to have something coming in each month, and we're grateful for it. So what can you say? But so much for that. Yeah. Getting back to your tape again, I had said before, like, it's done a great job on it, and glad that you are all feeling well down there. And it was a surprise here in Gertrude and Uncle Louis. They sounded good on the tape, and that's the way you got to do it. You just get in there and make a few comments every once in a while, and shut it off, and then when you think of something to say, you kind of put it back on again. I don't know, it's nice. It was really great to hear you. Or incidentally, when I first put it on before, and Ann and I were listening to it in the dinette there, Kelly was laying on the floor and by the living room, and as soon as I put it on and your voices came on, her head popped up and her ears went straight up in the air, and she's looking all around the place, trying to figure out. She could hear your voices, and I guess she remembered your voices, and she was trying to figure out where you were. And it was odd stuff, because she kept looking and looking and looking and couldn't figure out where these voices were coming from and why she couldn't see you. But it just goes to show you how natural and how good it sounds. I just shut this off, and lo and behold, the phone rang, and it was you people. It was kind of a surprise. I didn't expect to hear you on the phone there, Pop. It kind of took me by surprise. Naturally, we want to over everything I pretty near put on the tape, so I'm not going to redo it. I'm going to leave it there and maybe kind of refresh your memory or whatever. But it was good hearing from you. Well, I'm going to, I guess, shut this thing down for a little bit and maybe pick it up again when I got something more to say, and maybe at a later date here, Ann will be able to make a few comments, and get whatever transpires in the next couple of days on here, and maybe by the time I send this tape off, like you people had said, can't send it off now anyway, can't even get up to the post office, but when I do send it off, maybe it'll be nice weather, and maybe it won't take as long for this tape to get down there as what that other tape they use it sent up. It's amazing. 2 weeks, you said 2 weeks ago you sent it up, and here it only comes today. Boy, I don't know. Unless maybe this one next door had it for a couple of days. I don't know. What does it say? Because I know there was a couple of Christmas cards that were sent earlier in the month, in December, and they happened to wind up next door, and she didn't give them to us until I think it was about the day before Christmas or whatever, and doggone it, the postmark on the cards, they were sent out 2 weeks before that, so who knows, maybe a tape didn't take that long. Maybe she had the doggone tape in the house for a couple of days. I don't know. Some people are that way, you know. Here the couple of times we got some of her letters, and I turned around and had Susan bring them right over there right away, and she got them the same day that they were delivered here. But I don't know. What are you going to do? Some people are that way, I guess. Yeah, you got no control over it or whatever. That's the people that moved in by Ida and Tommy. They bought the house off of Ida and Tommy, and that's where our mail seems to wind up sometimes, because he goes down the one side of the street, across the street he goes down the block, and then he comes up our block. So if there's something in there that he forgot to put in our letterbox, why he goes and puts it in the next house, and that's the house going up the block, or I should say down the block, whichever way you're heading, and then we gotta depend on them to re-deliver the mail. But, well, what are you gonna do? Sometimes I think it's better off if she just left it in the mailbox and let him pick it up. Maybe he'd get it back here the next day. If she don't give it to us for a couple of days, and that's just as bad. But, well, anyway, glad we got it, and that's the main thing. So let me shut this thing off for now, and get back to you maybe tomorrow or the next day, whenever. And that's the way it goes. It'll take a couple of days to make the tape. And like Ann and I say, you can't just sit down here and make a whole tape, because you run out of things to say. If you shut it down for a while, it gives you some idea of what you can come back on and think about. It's like getting off the phone. You get off the phone and you think of a million things to say. The only thing is, when I'm on the phone, I get nervous prostration, so to speak, because I realize the phone bill is adding up. But what are you going to do? Someday we're going to have to get a direct pipeline down there or something. Get a walkie-talkie or something, and hook it up, and maybe be able to talk that way, or else get you interested in shortwave radio or something. If it wasn't so hard getting a doggone license, Pop, I'd say go ahead and get your ham license, and maybe we could talk maybe once a week over the ham radio. It's kind of a hard thing to get. It takes quite a bit of time to get one of them. Okay, like I said before, I'm going to shut this thing off and get back to you in a day or so.